I'll show you how to survive now when you get knocked out of the generator room in Sunstar. So the idea is that you want to get to this ledge as close as much as possible. Not necessarily this ledge, but any ledge in this little circle place. Okay, so when you come down here, you want to use your jetpack and pretty much slow yourself down to almost a halt, like I did right now. So somehow it ends up working if you slow yourself down to almost a halt. But if you end up not using your jetpack and just smash down here, the guy's just gonna completely ignore this ledge. Okay. And at this point, I'm pretty much just showing off and going as far as I possibly can. And now the easiest route that I know for Sunstar, it is a left to right. In fact, it's actually the first route that I was able to find for this map. So now there are two ways to actually do this return route. The second way, I'll show you how to do it when the impact nitron gets used for some speed. So anyways, the first way that you can do it, you can go through this tree. It ends up directing you to the towards the correct place, and it just only takes a little bit of your speed, but you have more than enough to actually get away from any chasers that could be going after you. And anyways, that's how you do the left to right. And now the exact same route, except this time we will use the impact nitron for some speed. And I will also show you the other way that you can do the return. So at this point, just hold down W and D, and they will, when both of those keys are combined, they will basically be able to give you with enough change in your motion to land you over here. And from here, you just do a jump and then land basically directly on the flag stand. And now the exact same route, except this time the explosive nitron gets used instead of the impact nitron. Now because the explosive nitron gives you a greater punch than the impact nitron, what happens is that you're forced to do the second route instead of the first one. The return route though doesn't change at all, so when we get there I'll just go ahead and fast forward it. And now I'll start fast forwarding the return route. Now the next route that I'll show you is going to be a right to left on the same map. Now this landing is the most important of all of them. If you end up losing too much speed here, your route is pretty much just going to be demolished. So try not to screw that one up. And now if you notice that my health starts to come back a bit too late, and because of that I can't do this route with the third impact nitron being used because I lose way too much health. And that's how you do the right to left. And now the exact same route, except this time the explosive nitron gets used instead of the impact. This route is most useful for doing things like E-grabs because the grab time is pretty quickly and you also manage to get out of the flag stand with decent amount of speed. Your return route is basically the same thing, so I'll just go ahead and fast forward it. Now the last and final route that I'll show you for this map is going to be a back to front. Now you might be wondering why I'm not going to be showing you what this route will look like if you wanted to use the last impact nitron for some speed. Now the reason I'm not going to be showing you that is because of the fact that when you fire off your last impact nitron, what's going to happen is that your guy's going to get a lot of speed and a bit of height. Now the second your guy comes down, what you're going to do is try to use your jetpack to get the flag. Now one or two things will happen. Either your guy's going to fall down the hole and just come to the generator room, or your guy is going to, when you use your boost, your guy's going to end up hitting the roof, and so it's practically impossible to actually get the flag if you wanted to use the final impact nitron. Now for the most optimum return route, what you should do is have your own generator down as well, but since that's not always the case, I'll show you what it would look like if the generator wasn't down. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because you end up coming here. And now the exact same route, except this time the explosive nitron gets used instead of the impact. I would prefer to use this route with the explosive nitron instead of the impact because, well, basically if you're not going to be using your last impact nitron for some speed, and the map is, when you're doing the back to front, it's not too short, so the explosive nitron comes in pretty helpful because of its extra knockback that it gives you. The return route is quite literally the same thing, so I'll just go ahead and fast forward it when we get there. I'll now show you how to get inside of the Sunstar map. Now the only requirement for this is to get a strike and to be a decent striker, which you can clearly see that I am. I mean, just look at how much damage I get over here. See? Expert striker. So now you want to make your strike look down and then come as close to the wall as possible. And then when you think you're close enough, just hit G and jump out. And there you go. This is what the inside of Sunstar looks like. Go around and explore and see what it looks like. Go ahead. And that's about it for Sunstar.